All right. This is a short presentation about how to just analyze uh, a law, a court case, document, or an idea. Uh, it's just a basic analysis of analyzing a law. Not too much detail in it, just to try to get a basic understanding of the breakdown of a law. Uh, this recording is largely primarily for use in a government class for high school. It can also be used in an economics class. It can also be used in a American history class. So kind of anywhere where that centers around the social sciences, excuse me, or it quite possibly can be used for the physical sciences as well to analyze or break down a law. This template can help with that. So first we want to look at the questions that go with it. It's only roughly 6 questions. And the first question is, what is the law, court case, or document that is to be analyzed? So what you're going to put in this place within the template is just to list the name of the law. Okay, for example, you could list out the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights of the Constitution. And when you list out the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights of the Constitution, then you just list out the name of it, and you list also define what it actually is stating, meaning that it's stating that it is expression that Americans individually or collectively can have opportunities to speak freely and worship the religion of their desire freely. So you would use that for question one and 1A. 1A, you just put in that spot where the little note card is to just give a description of the law. So for number one, just to reiterate, you would place in the name of the law, court case, document, or idea. And for 1A, you would just place in what the actual law is stating. Okay. All right, so we go to slide 2 here and of analyzing laws, court cases, and legal documents. And so on this one, it is stating for number 2, what is the historical cause of why it came into effect? It meaning the law, the court case, the document, or the idea. And so because all laws have, usually laws and rules are created out of chaos. And in order to create order, a law is created. Okay. And so what the student will do here, or what you would do here, is to just write in or type in. Of course, this is a Google template. You will conclude the concern to be social. So if it's anything that's involving people as a group or being affected by, I would just say 2 or more individuals, then it's considered something that is regarded to have a social cause. If it's something that regards a money-based issue, the conservation of money or distribution of it, it's regarded as an economic issue. And lastly, if it's a political issue, is regarded as a issue related to a city, state, or other political division, or it can also be related to one's own beliefs politically or religious wise. So what you would do here is just indicate for practice, what I have my students to actually do is to just indicate one, because I'm trying to detect and see, assess with them to see how well have they come in their understanding of social sciences to be able to understand if an issue is a social issue, if it's an economic issue, or is it a political issue. It's always good practice to fill in all three, because the thing about the social sciences is that everything kind of goes in a circle. So it always touches on one issue versus another altogether. So you just conclude, you look at the background of the law, you determine where it comes from. Obviously, we use the First Amendment as an example the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights of the Constitution, obviously we can draw conclusions and make inferences like you would in an English class to determine where that would have come from. So obviously that tells us back in England or our mother country that there were some practices in which people were censored, where people could not worship how they wanted to be able to worship, whether that was a particular religion or a particular denomination, and or it could also deal with the fact that people could not be able to speak out against issues that the government or how the government was treating them. So you would do the research because everything has a history to it, even a law. And again, usually laws or court cases, documents, important documents, maybe even an idea had been created out of trying to solve a problem from something chaotic and to make attempts to put the issue in order or in line. Okay. All right, on this particular template, you don't really have to use it. This is for to just have an extension if the issue, the historical cause of the issue might be based in environmental issue, if it's something related to land, or if it's not any of the three that were aforementioned, and of course dealing with anything environmental, then it may be another cause altogether non-related to something that's social science based. So you can use this as extra. You really don't need it unless there's a specific law, court case, or document that is relative to uh, something other than what is social, political, economic, or environmental. Okay. And then lastly, you have the last three questions. You just want to keep the analysis simple if you're studying the law in a high school class. So you think about what is the strength of the law? What is the primary strength of it? In other words, you think about, what's good about the law? How is it benefiting the people? How is it benefiting the most people in a society? How is it helping? You look at, because of course everything has a strength and a weakness to it, a negative and a positive. So you want to try to see how is the law beneficial to the citizenry or society. And conversely, you see that number four states what is or might be one of its drawbacks. How is it not helping the people? How is it not helping society? How is it hindering people from gaining the freedoms that they should have just as basic human rights or civil rights? So you want to look at for 3 and 4, you want to be able to determine what's good about the law basically and what's not so good about the law. Lastly, if you have any concerns about the law not having any drawbacks, because it's good, most laws are going to be imperfect, you want to try to get it to promote utilitarianism, which is just the idea that you want a law or a court case to benefit the greatest number of people and hopefully benefit. You want to make it where they're getting something good out of it, obviously, if it's a benefit. So if it's not working for a large amount of people, then you determine, well, how does the law need to be renewed or updated? What changes can be made? Because that's where, excuse me, I'm sorry, that's where your power comes in as a human and a citizen to be able to express yourself in terms of what needs to be changed. That's why we have to take voting. We can't just do enough to just go vote for a candidate. We have to brush up on the candidate to see, how well is he or she doing in contributing to society and giving us the benefits that we need as a democracy or as a supposed democracy. Okay. So that's pretty much how you would analyze if you're basically analyzing a law trying to get, or a court case or a document or an idea, just trying to get a basic understanding of that in a government class, okay? And so, of course, if you have any questions, just send them to me. If you have any questions about or comments about how to improve the law template, I'm all for that. It can be renewed, it can be updated. Or if you have any questions about any further details about how to complete it, I'm here. All right, so let us just have a good day. That's how to complete a court case analysis, a law analysis, an idea analysis, or a document analysis. Thank you for your time.